Yo fam, it's me, Sasha Denbright, and welcome to episode 4 of season 2 of You Call That Targeting. Not a lot of energy in that, you call that targeting, because I'm absolutely ticked at the Notre Dame Fighting Irish for playing like absolute nipples! My gosh, what a crazy week. Upsets galore. Just trash football all over the place. So let's just jump right into this, recapping the games that me and Mike picked. The Tennessee-Pittsburgh game. I picked Pittsburgh, Mike picked Tennessee. Well, guess who won? Tennessee. 34-27 in overtime. USC-Stanford. Mike picks USC, I picked Stanford. Guess who wins? USC. And they beat them 41-28. BYU beats Baylor. Guess who I picked? Baylor. Guess who Mike picked? Psh, garbage BYU. So Mike with just a clean sweep over me this week in the picks, and I'm not letting him talk right now because I know he's gonna just be full of trash. And then the game of the week was Florida Kentucky. Me and Mike picked Florida. Earl picked Kentucky, and Kentucky ended up winning that one. So right now, Mike is winning in the normal weekly picks, 5-2 against me. And in the game of the week picks, Earl is leading with 2, Mike has 1, and I have 0. So there's your update there. And so now let's give away some awards. So for my team of the week, I am going to pick Appalachian State with the huge upset. I'm already coughing. That's not a good sign. Anyways, I've already stripped my voice like I did last week. But Appalachian State beat number 6 Texas A&M at College Station. My gosh, what an upset. So they're my team of the week. Mike, who do you have?
I'm going to go with the USC Trojans. 41-28 victory at Stanford. I kind of said, before that USC, they're not going to do much this year, but with every week that passes by, they're looking pretty dang good.
Well, we got a lot of trash teams to cover, so we're going to jump into that. My first trash team is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Barely beating Texas, 20-19. A lot of things could have went differently in that game for Texas to win that thing. Alabama looked like absolute puke. So they're my first trash team. My second trash team, Texas A&M loses 17-14 to Appalachian State at home. They're nothing but garbage. My third trash team is Wisconsin. Lost to Washington State 17-14. They're nothing but garbage. My next trash team, Florida, loses to Kentucky. And I know Kentucky's a good team. And you say, well, why is Florida trash? Well, it has to do something with a guy named Anthony Richardson, who went 14 of 35 with 143 yards and 2 interceptions. And one of the interceptions were thrown right to the defender. My gosh, I could have thrown better. Absolute garbage. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he was 5 feet away. He was nothing but trash. And then I have another trash team, Nebraska. My gosh, lost to Georgia Southern. They gave up 642 yards of offense. And Scott Frost got fired. It's about time. Scott Frost is nothing but garbage. But now, it's time for my absolute trash team. My absolute trash team of the week goes to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. My gosh! Absolute garbage! We played Marshall. We paid Marshall. We paid Marshall like $1.25 million to come into Notre Dame Stadium and absolutely bend us over. My gosh, I can't even describe my frustration with nothing but pure garbage. Coaching's garbage, Players are garbage. Tyler Buckner is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. And then he got hurt and is out for the year. We put in the backup after he got hurt, and guess what? The backup, two throws later, throws an absolute interception right to the defender in zone coverage. My gosh! Nothing but trash! And this is the year that I dedicate myself to the Fighting Irish, and they have done nothing but shove a finger up my butt crack. I have no absolute words to describe my frustration. I just want to punch a hole through someone's face. Probably Marcus Freeman's face for being the absolute suckiest balls coach that we could have hired. I should have known when they hired Marcus Freeman, when he stepped up from a defense coordinator. Get somebody with some head coaching experience. But they just went with the safe bet and got a defensive coordinator and try to make them head coach. Get somebody proven at Notre Dame. My gosh! Let's move on.
Sasha, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just let me chill a little bit. Let me gather myself. So I'm gonna move into another segment if that's okay with you, Mike. So I'm just gonna talk about something kind of serious here. I usually don't talk a lot of seriousness unless I'm talking about how trash Notre Dame is. But I wanted to do something special with my podcast since I have like 18 subscribers. And I'm just absolute making bank. I wanted to take a portion of money at the end of the year to donate to the Stead Family Children's Hospital at the University of Iowa. If you're not familiar with the tradition of the Iowa Wave, I suggest you look it up because it makes my absolute eyeball sweat. Seeing those kids wave and the players waving back at them. And so I wanted to do something special and donate some money at the end of the year. But I was like, how do I go about this to make it interesting for the podcast listeners? So I have decided to donate. Me and the crew down here has decided to donate $1 apiece for every Iowa Hawkeye win this year. So far they have one. I also want to add an additional $1 for every Bo Nix interception and for every Hawaii loss because they are nothing but pure garbage. So as of right now, after 2 weeks of football, we are up to a total of $7, and I would like to see this go up. So maybe Bo Nix will throw about 15 picks, and Iowa will win about 9 games or so, and we can raise some money for the kids. I just felt, led to do it since I'm such an awesome person. And but anyways, we're gonna move on, and we are going to let's see what's next. Oh, it's time for questions. First question is from the Squatch. He's been a pretty big fan of us lately. He says, how many penalties would it? Here we go. I swear, I'm going to take reading lessons if this keeps happening. Anyways, how many penalties would it have taken for Bama to have been beaten by Texas? Apparently, 15 is close. And he also follows up with this. And how about the Sun Belt Conference? Showed up driving a Mack truck this week. Also, butter and sugar biscuits are fantastic. Let me start. I've never had a butter and sugar biscuit. I have had a buttery biscuit dipped in maple syrup, and it is absolute tits. So I could see that being good. I'm going to give that a shot, Squatch. And then, the Sun Belt Conference. Man, pulling some big upsets. I don't even know if it's upsets anymore. I think the Sun Belt Conference is better than the SEC West this year. The SEC West is nothing but straight garbage. But get back to your question about the penalties. 15 penalties. Bama should have lost that game. I mean, if Texas had just figured out a way to get one more score or or just have a little bit more defense on that last drive, I guess it probably would have took one more big penalty. One more big penalty to knock them out of field goal range. So 16 could have been the number for Alabama to walk away with an L there. But I don't know what to think. I think Texas really played their heart out. I think it was being at Texas. I don't think we need to count Alabama out just yet. You look at the SEC West. I think the only team that gives them any trouble is at Arkansas. And I think that's even more the case now after seeing how they responded to Texas. But Texas A&M is not going to give them a run at all. I don't think Ole Miss has the talent. I don't think Ole Miss will play as well as Texas did, but we'll see. But I think Alabama fans should be nervous about the Arkansas game. Next question is from Sour Patch Adult. He says, a pretty wild week of college football. I really thought Bama could handle their business easily. I hope Saban rips into them. Anyways, roll flipping Tide. Can't believe your Fighting Irish blew that game. You need to pick a different team, Sasha. Psh. Hashtag Go Braves. Hashtag Bench Jansen. Hashtag NFL is king. Hashtag Brady is GOAT. Saban is going to rip into them. All those penalties, my gosh, I'd hate to be in that practice room. Let's see, what else did you say? Oh, yeah, I can't believe I'm a Fighting Irish fan this year. Maybe I cursed them. I know the Fighting Irish hasn't been just that dominant lately. But, I'm starting out 0-2 as a dedicated fan. And so maybe I just need to take a hike and cheer for somebody else. But you know what? I'm not going to. I have full, absolute dedication to Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Well, that's just a waste of time.
Excuse me, Mike?
I said it's a waste of time. My goodness. Do you not see how terrible they are?
Do you not see how terrible your mom is?
Well, at least my mom didn't leave me in an abandoned toilet
factory. Oh, you want to go there? Brother. You want to go there, Mike? My gosh, I swear I'll kick you off the show.
Go ahead and do it. My goodness, none of your picks will be right. The fans listen to it because I'm the one that knows football. Yeah, and you don't.
You bullcrap. I know plenty about football, and I don't need your flipping help.
I think you do. I think the fans need me on here because, quite frankly, I have brought the most sense to this show.
I'm sure you have.
And that's why people, when they ask questions, they want to talk to me.
That's just people trying to mess with me. My gosh. Okay, I think we need to chill, Mike. I don't want this for the podcast, and I think we need to take a step back, and I'll be the better man, like I always am.
I don't know about always. I'm sorry. All right, well, we can move on. So let's go to the next question.
Yeah, we'll go to the next question. If you buck up against me like that again, I swear I'll beat your face in. Okay, I don't even... Okay, let's see. Okay, here's the next question. It's from... I toasted Subway's buns with your mom last night. It says, your hair is glorious and iconic. Was wondering, what shampoo do you use? It's a great question. It's really all about conditioning. It's not so much about the shampoo. I figured out that I can really clean my hair with any kind of soap. It could just be dial soap, like the stuff you wash your hands with, and it don't matter. It's all about the conditioner. So I buy this conditioner on Amazon. It's an 8-ounce bottle of conditioner, so it conditions my hair maybe twice, and it cost me $76 a bottle. But that is what really does the absolute trick, and so yeah, you should try it. Next question is from Fart Clouds on the Horizon. He says, man, what a week. Should SEC stand for straight epic crap? Also, why do you root for he says, why do you root for Notre Dame with a capital N-O? Is it because you're trash? SEC, like I said, the SEC West is garbage. I think Arkansas and Alabama is the only teams worth watching. I think maybe, of course, Georgia in the East. But I think Tennessee's looking pretty good this year. I think they'll beat Kentucky, and well, at least for now, that could change. But yeah, I don't know why I cheered for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Really, I think it's all about the tradition, and I think they're a great team. They're having a little off year, but they will turn the tide. No pun intended to Alabama, and they will win a national championship within 3 years. And it's not because I'm trash, because you are the one that's trash. Next question is from Tin Roof on my grandma's shack. I know it's only 2 weeks in, but seeing what we have so far, if there was a top 4 playoff, who would it be? I would say right now, I think Georgia's number 1. I still think Alabama's number 2 because they did have a close game against Texas, but they're fine. And then I would put Ohio State number 3, and I would put Michigan number 4. The likelihood of that happening with those teams both having, those sets of teams having to play one another, Georgia and Alabama and Michigan, Ohio State, I don't know if it's really possible, but as of right now, yeah, those are the top 4, and I would definitely leave Clemson out. And I think once you get past 5, I don't know of any other good teams that would be playoff worthy. Next question is from Nika D's Nuts. 4 FBS teams were upset by FCS teams last week. So what FCS team has the best chance to do it this week? My vote is North Dakota State beating Arizona. That's a good pick. Yeah, North Dakota State's a powerhouse in the FCS. If they beat Arizona, it definitely wouldn't shock me. But my pick would probably be Jacksonville State beating Tulsa. Jacksonville State is another powerhouse that is not afraid to upset FBS teams. So that would be my pick. Mike, do you agree with that?
Oh, you're gonna let me talk? Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with Jacksonville State over Tulsa.
Okay, my gosh, I don't know what's gotten into you, Mike, but okay, let's go on. Next question is from Warning: a car from Dean's may catch fire. This question is for Sasha. Yes, eat it, Mike.
Oh wow, you have a fan.
If you had the choice of being bit in the hand by a western diamondback rattlesnake and coming an inch from death, and over the next weeks, your hand slowly rots away, or the choice of becoming Nebraska's next head coach, which one would you choose? I would probably choose the rattlesnake. Who wants to be Nebraska's head coach? After all the crap that Scott Frost has went through, my gosh, that is nothing but an absolute butthole seepage over there. My gosh, how are you going to recruit somebody when you're called the Cornhuskers? And you're in Nebraska. Nebraska is nothing but a trash state. I know that because Aaron Dyer lives there. Nothing but garbage. So how are you going to recruit players there? Makes no sense. Give me the rattlesnake. It can bite me in the face for all I care. I don't want to be head coach at Nebraska. I don't care if they offer me millions, because I don't need money. I got money. Anyways, it's time to move on to our picks of next week. Starting with Penn State at Auburn. I am going with Penn State. I haven't been impressed with Auburn at all this year. Who do you got, Mike?
I'm going with Penn State. I haven't been impressed with Auburn's offense, and I think Penn State's going to find a way to get the dub in Auburn.
Next game is number 13 Miami at number 24 Texas A&M. I'm going to go with Miami. I just, of course, wasn't impressed with Texas A&M losing to App State. I know App State's a pretty good team, but to lose at home to App State, I definitely see them losing at home to Miami.
I'm going to go with Texas A&M. I think they bounce back. I still think College Station's a tough place to play. I think the crowd might not have been as hyped for a App State team coming in. I think they're going to be a little bit more hyped with a ranked team coming in, so I'm going with Texas A&M.
What an absolute trash pick. But that's all the games we have for the normal week. There wasn't a lot of games to choose from. So we are going to go ahead and move on to our game of the week. And our game of the week is number 12, BYU, at number 25, Oregon. I am going to go with Oregon. I think they bounced back. They got destroyed by Georgia. They looked good against, like, whoever they played, Eastern Washington or something. They put up a lot of points. Bo Nix threw like 5 touchdowns. I think maybe that gives them a little bit of confidence. They're at home. BYU's a good football team. I mean, they beat Baylor, and they're all the way up to number 12, but I think Oregon's going to find a way to get it done at home. Who do you got, Mike?
This is why I have 5 right picks and you have 2, because that was a terrible pick. I am going to go with BYU. I was really impressed with their double overtime win against Baylor. They had a bunch of adversity. They missed easy field goals to win the game, and they still found a way to win the game. I'm going with BYU all the way. What about you, Earl?
Well, I'll tell you what, Eugene, Oregon has been pretty much just stupid. I mean, I guess it's kind of pretty here, but of course my hotel room's trash again. I don't know why, Sasha. I think you're the one booking these flights and booking these hotels. You got to do a little better. I thought I was supposed to be treated well, but
Start being better and you will.
I mean, just flying coach and staying in these rat hotels and with bubbling toilets. I don't know. But, I mean, I guess that's a conversation for a different time. But I agree with Mike on this one. And I do this because Sasha's been so terrible at picks this year.
Better watch it.
I'm going with BYU to get the win here in Eugene. I know I'm going to hear these fans just gripe about it. And they think, oh, well, we're going to bounce back. Bo Nix is good. That Children's Hospital better get ready for some more money coming their way, because Bo Nix will probably throw about 3 picks against this BYU defense. So I'm going with BYU, and that's all I'm sticking to it.
Earl, I think you need to lay off the alcohol, because my gosh, something's wrong with you. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. We'll see how this week goes, and let's hope we get some more money raised for the Children's Hospital, because Bo Nix is nothing but Bo Pigs. Gosh! Y'all have a good night.